6 on Instagram. Live 5 for 6 is weather coverage you can count on.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 4, tiny homes could be headed to Aiken County after county approval, but some who live there say not so fast. Plus, a spa employee is facing charges in North Augusta, what she's accused of, and how investigators found out about it. And why Elevate Augusta is expanding its program at the Academy of Richmond County. As your News at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with a push to build tiny homes for the homeless in Aiken. The project is on hold because of pushback from neighbors. Graham Lee has the latest.
The Arbor Ridge Tiny Home Project has been put on hold because of a negative response from neighbors. Aiken County Homeless Housing held a meeting Monday night to address their concerns, and community leaders say it was a step in the right direction. Aiken County Homeless Housing has been working on this project for the past 4 years. They're looking to take 4 acres off of Dykes Road and turn it into a tiny home community, featuring 39 tiny homes, picnic areas, and a community building.
Light blue rectangles are single bed units, which will be for single men.
County approved homes less than 450 square feet earlier this year. The concern from neighbors is the impact to local neighborhoods, but leaders say adding the homes will help the area and the growing homeless problem.
The biggest effect will be whatever people we can put through our program will reduce the number of homeless in the area. So those who are concerned about the presence of homeless folks, say along the railroad corridor that runs just down the hill from here, there'll be fewer people if Arbor Ridge is here than if it's not.
Claire says the next step is to get approval from Aiken City Council. He anticipates more discussions on the project at their next meeting on September 8th. And if city leaders approve, activity could start here on Dykes Road early next year. In Aiken, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Aiken city leaders are focused on the Bon Air and Richmond Summit apartments. A public hearing held today to determine whether Redwood Housing's business license will be revoked. The two complexes have faced crime-related issues and complaints of living conditions. We'll have more from the hearing on News Channel 6 at 5. Time now for a first look at the weather and concerns about flooding. Avery?
Thank you, Jenny. Right now we are taking a look at live 5 for 6 radar. You can see a lot of activity here. These storms are electrical, and we now have a special weather statement. That is for Burke and Richmond County. The winds are expected to be 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and it is moving east at 15 miles per hour. The threat with that is lightning, of course, those 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and then heavy rain as well. Now we are taking a closer look at a river flood warning over Stevens Creek right now. There's not much rain in the area, a little bit of drizzle, but overall that is a good sign for them because that river is currently flooding in their flood stages. So now we have 2 special weather statements. I'm sure that one's for 50 miles per hour as well. But again, both of these storms very electrical, and they do have a little bit of strength with them, and that's because of some instability. Those lower counties are a little bit warmer. And you can see that we do have overcast skies here in Augusta on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam over the Augusta Marriott. And it has felt like fall over the past couple of days. 84 on Saturday, 75 Sunday. Yesterday it was 74 degrees. And then as we're looking at temperatures across the CSRA right now, you can see that we have a huge temperature gradient. 70 degrees in Washington, but 19 degrees warmer, 89 degrees down in Sylvania. That's thanks to that wedge that is still in place for our northern counties, but it has weakened, and so that effect is not there anymore for the southern counties. They are feeling like August, and over the next couple of days, we're going to see that wedge start to weaken, so those temperatures will have a nice incline. I'll have more that you need to know about that flooding and those special weather statements later. Back to you, Jenny.
All right, thank you, Avery. One person is in jail in Aiken accused of prostitution. According to narcotics investigators, it happened at the Travel Bodyworks Spa on Martintown Road in North Augusta. The alleged incident was discovered by an undercover officer and a search warrant. Liz Lejeune is accused of offering sexual favors to spa customers in exchange for money. Deputies say a large amount of cash was found throughout the business. National Night Out is underway in North Augusta. The annual event brings together neighbors, local law enforcement, and first responders for a night of fun and safety. There'll be free food, bounce houses, face painting, a splash pad, and much more. It's going on until 8 p.m. at the Riverview Park Activity Center.
We deal with the community every day in our job, whether it be in a law enforcement role or not. And the goal that we want to do with this, and the goal is to, is let people see us in a time where maybe it's not the worst time they've ever had. It's not a time where, a loved one's passed away or their house got broken into or something like that. They come out, see us in a little bit more relaxed setting and get to know that we're all just humans as well.
Today's event is part of a nationwide initiative. Tonight, you can see draft recommendations on the Augusta Regional Transportation Study for 2055. These draft plans were developed based on public feedback, pop-up events, and a public survey. The first public meeting is at 6 p.m. in the Sandlepper Room at the Aiken County Government Center. 2 meetings will be held tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. at Columbia County Public Library and 6 p.m. at Sand Hills Community Center. Officials say your feedback is key to shaping a more connected, accessible region. Magnet middle and high school students returned to the classroom today in Richmond County, and with the School Safety Act in effect, all Georgia public schools now have increased mental health support for students, a behavioral threat management team if students make a threat, digital mapping of school grounds, and mobile panic alert systems. In Gwinnett County, AI weapons detection systems are being used.
We spent all summer waiting for this moment. We are really excited about it. I think the transition to it will be certainly something that's welcome.
In order for a student to learn, they need to feel safe, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And as educators, we strive to provide that safety in our classrooms.
All school districts are also banned from expelling students solely due to absences. A program at the Academy of Richmond County is seeing some huge growth when it comes to student involvement. Ellison Hubbard has more on Elevate Augusta.
The mission is simple: build long-term, life-changing relationships with students from 2nd through 12th grades. In its first year, Elevate Augusta was able to do that so well that this year they expanded to welcome more students to the program.
The Academy of Richmond County staff and administration, they loved us so much, they've allowed us to be able to expand. So instead of serving those 62 students, we'll be serving around 90 students this year inside of the classroom for 3 class periods.
During those elective classes, community speakers talk to the students and they'll learn skills to help them succeed in life outside of the classroom. But it's not just high schoolers that are benefiting from this program. This year, an elementary school will as well.
We have begun to partner with Lamar Millage, who is our neighborhood school. We have a house here in Harrisburg, and so we want to be able to serve those students. So we have partnered with them, set up a table at their open house, met some of the parents, met some of the staff. And so as we launch our little Elevate, we'll be at Lamar Millage Elementary School.
While the program is still relatively new, there's hope that with more community volunteers and donations, Elevate Augusta will continue to help elevate the lives of our local students. In Augusta, Ellison Hubbard, WJBF News Channel 6.
There are more than 20 Elevate programs in the country, but Elevate Augusta is the only one with a physical building where students can go for after-school activities. To learn more or volunteer, just go to elevateaugusta.org. Coming up, a preview of what you can expect at this weekend's NASCAR race in New York. And still ahead, major renovations set for the NASCAR Hall of Fame. How leaders in Charlotte are racing to get the project completed.
ET takes you where you're the butler.
A serious accident creates a lot of right now problems. You're worried about your injuries, the medical bills, and whether you'll get stuck paying for it all. You shouldn't have to chase after a lawyer to get the help you need. With me, you won't have to. I'm Austin Jackson, your guy in Augusta. If you've been injured, my team will get to work right away. And you don't have to pay us anything unless we get money for you. Injured? Call Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy. 706-724-7224.
The weather you need to see the whole picture. 6 gives you the Skyview Network. Get a live view of traffic and weather from all over the CSRA. Available online 24 hours a day at WJBF.com and the free Live Viper 6 mobile app. The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, powered by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that add up, Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back, everyone. A live look now at Watkins Glen Speedway, New York State's only NASCAR race. And before the Cup Series heads there this weekend, Andy Molinoski explains what's special about this track.
4 decades, action-packed races, the memories, the times, etched in the fabric of a region. 90 laps in the highlight of the summer. Watkins Glen International isn't just a race, it's an experience. From the campsites to victory lane, WGI is simply unforgettable. An experience for fans to share between generations. A road course that's 2.45 miles in length, but by every turn, Watkins Glen International gives us all a lifetime of memories. When the green flag drops, some of the biggest names in the sport have hit the track. Names like Earnhardt, Gordon, Wallace, and Stewart. What the race itself does for a region, it transforms one weekend into something special. Something far more than just a race. It becomes must-see. It becomes America's best NASCAR destination. The future is bright. The future is now. The future is Watkins Glen International. An event unlike any other. An event that truly defies time. One checkered flag at a time. Here's to the return of the Glen. A race. A moment. In time you'll never forget.
Last September, Chris Bisher took home the checkered flag at the Go Bowling at the Glen. This weekend, he'll try for back-to-back wins, and he'll also be looking to get a victory in another series. Bisher's teaming up with Thor Sports Racing to compete in the NASCAR Truck Series Mission 176 at the Glen. It's on Friday. It's Bisher's debut in the series and the return of that race at the track.
I love road racing. It is not my background. I didn't grow up doing this. I love it, and we're really good at it. Our team brings really fast race cars, and I've had good teachers through the years and picked up on well, and we're able to come to these things and consistently be in the hunt to win, but not haven't quite pulled it off yet.
And fresh off a Sunday win at the Iowa Corn 350, William Byron is also competing this weekend at the Watkins Glen Speedway. It's a track he says he enjoys.
My favorite parts about Watkins Glen are just the environment around the track. I think that the fans really show up and support everyone at that racetrack, and that's really cool.
Be sure to catch all the action on the CW6. Our live coverage begins Saturday afternoon at 2:30. Major renovations for the NASCAR Hall of Fame are one step closer to getting started thanks to approval from a Charlotte City Council committee. Officials are requesting $25 million in public funds for the project. Savannah Rudisell shows us the latest renderings.
NASCAR Hall of Fame officials say their improvement plans will make the venue more accessible for public use and safer for guests. They say it's the largest project for the site since the building opened back in 2010. Notable changes include moving the gift shop and using that space for educational demonstrations for school tours, and officials also intend to add spaces available for event rentals and some enhanced security features. Funding for the $25 million project would come from the city's hospitality fund, which is only eligible to be used for tours and related projects.
Some council members were initially skeptical, but the latest attendance data provided by the Charlotte Regional Visitors Authority swayed their vote.
The number of visitors is somewhat in excess of 200,000, if I remember right, and that trend has been favorable, right? So, long story short, having had those conversations, I'm comfortable about the capacity, and I wouldn't want to second guess the judgment of the people running the hall in terms of the suitability of these improvements. So, Mr. Chair, I'm prepared to make a motion to approve.
The project cost include $12 to $15 million for construction itself, while the rest would cover other expenses like design and permitting costs. The Economic Development Committee voted unanimously to send the matter to the full City Council, and they're likely to take up a vote sometime this fall. Back to you.
Special weather statements and flood warnings are impacting the viewing area. I'll explain more about this right after the break.
Weather headlines on WJBF News Channel 6. Brought to you by Southpaw Roofing. Roofing done right.
Olympus Granite is the...
Hey, your wife is hot. Yeah, she is. No, not like that, dummy. I mean, she's literally sweating because your AC is on life support. And if you don't call Cool Ray Mechanical soon, things are going to get uncomfortable. We'll have your AC up and running fast, so the only heat you'll feel is the good kind. Cool Ray Mechanical, your Reed Pro partner, has been keeping homes cool, wives comfortable, and marriages intact since 2006. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5/6.
We currently have a river flood warning in Stevens Creek near Modoc in McCormick County. Until further notice, we are expecting moderate flooding with the river rising up to 34.5 feet. If you are headed that way, watch out for flooded roadways. Now, we have multiple flooding alerts across the CSRA. You can see these green counties here are for a flood watch. That is for an additional 1 to 2.5 inches of rain to be expected, but 6 inches is possible in isolated areas. We also have a river flood warning for the Saluda River. That is for the river to rise 4 feet in the next coming hours. And then we also have this flood warning, and that is for Stevens Creek. So right now it is at 24.43 feet. It's expected to crest or to rise up to 34.5 feet, and this is going to impact flooding near the Highway 23 bridge. That's going to be expected. Flooding on Garrett's Road Bridge is to be expected, and then flooding in the River Hills subdivision is to be expected as well. So make sure that you guys are prepared for that. That flood alert is for the meantime until further notice. So we have 8.3 inches of total rainfall within the past 24 hours. So that is extremely impressive rainfall amounts here, and that's why that Stevens Creek is in that river flood warning. 6.6 inches, and then 5.5 where the Saluda River is under that flood warning as well, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of those rainfall totals. So right now, a lot of activity on Live Viper 6 here near McCormick. You can see that it is mostly a drizzle for them, and that is great because they did have that 8.3 inches of rain. But we do have 2 special weather statements, and that is for Burke and Richmond counties for this storm system, and also for Jenkins and Screven counties. And those are both moving east at 15 miles per hour. They both are associated with 50-mile-per-hour winds, frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, and heavy rain. So make sure that you are aware of that as you are out there. Now, taking a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam over Swainsboro, you can see that we see blue skies. That's the first time we've seen that in quite some time, and that's because that wedge is starting to erode for our southern line counties. 79 degrees here in Augusta, feeling like 82. Winds coming in from the north at 10 miles per hour. So I was talking about that wedge eroding, and here's a closer look at exactly what I'm talking about. So our northern line counties are most affected by this. 70 degrees in Washington, so much cooler than it is down in Sylvania at 89 degrees. So our northern counties are still under that influence of the wedge, while our southern counties are not, and that's because that high pressure system is weakening. Now, we do have this stalled front, and that's going to cause a coastal low to possibly develop over the next coming days, and that puts us into some invest areas for the tropics. You can see that we have invest area number 1, that is for a tropical wave coming out, and then invest area number 2 is for that possible tropical low trying to develop, and that's going to cause our precipitation trend to be quite tricky to forecast in the next coming days, so we're going to be on the lookout for you with that. But taking a look at our futurecast, you can still see that rainfall going into tonight. And then as we go into the overnight hours by Wednesday at 12 a.m., still seeing some rainfall across the CSRA. And then it's by 7 o'clock on Wednesday, you can see that we will still have that rainfall there as well. And that's going to continue until Wednesday afternoon, trying to dry up quite a little bit. But then by Wednesday at 8 p.m., we'll see those temperatures or that rainfall start to make its way back in there. So now by 7 o'clock tomorrow, as you head out the door, 67 degrees. It will warm up to 82 by 3 p.m., cooling off to 77 by 7 o'clock. Now lows for tonight will be 67 degrees. Highs for tomorrow, 82. And here's a look at your 10-day forecast. Still expecting that rain throughout the rest of this week. You can see that those temperatures will be on that warming trend as that wedge is eroding. You'll finally start to see the 90s as we enter into your next work week.
My favorite words, the wedge is eroding. Yay. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
I called Austin Jackson. The settlement that I received was life-changing. All my bills are paid, and I'm doing well.
Tomorrow, only on News. Over the years, thousands of people have gotten their hands on one. And who knows, you could be next. Win your very own Good Morning Augusta coffee mug at WJBF.com/coffee club. Sponsored by Honda Cars of Aiken. Entertainment tonight, weeknights at 7:30 on News Channel 6. The People's Court, weekday mornings at 10 on News Channel 6. Live with Kelly and Mark, weekday mornings at 9 on News Channel 6. Get the latest video in one click at WJBF.com.
Robots will be fighting for world domination next week. They're getting ready for the inaugural World Humanoid Robot Games in China. They've been training at the speed skating site of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing. Teams from 30 countries, including the U.S., are registered to play in the soccer competition. They have the ability to stand up on their own after falling. Look at that, y'all. My goodness. Programmers say they have the skill level of a 5 or 6-year-old child. Wow. There's more coverage you can count on coming up at 4:30, including the Trump administration wanting to build a nuclear reactor on the moon. We have the details, plus more top stories after the break.
Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Now at 4:30, as the White House continues to face questions about Jeffrey Epstein, a look at who is now being requested to testify. Plus, FBI data shows that crime is dropping in the state of Georgia. We take a look at the numbers. And a closer look at the new Trump tariff rates going into effect later this week. Your news at 4:30 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4:30.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with the House Oversight Committee issuing subpoenas, depositions from both Bill and Hillary Clinton in connection with the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Time now for a first look at our weather with meteorologist Avery Gray. And Avery, things are starting to not warm up, so to say, but the rain is on the way, so things are cooking out there.
Yes, that is exactly right, Dee. And we're warming up for our southern line counties, and you can see that on radar. We have special weather statements for Richmond and Burke counties, as well as Jenkins and Screven counties. You can see that those systems are moving east at 15 miles per hour. 50-mile-per-hour winds is expected. Also, frequent lightning. You can see that these are electrical storms. We haven't been seeing much of this rainfall. Storms like this, we've typically been seeing light drizzle, which is about what McCormick County is seeing right now. They are under that river flood warning for Stevens Creek, and I'll have more about that a little bit later. But back to these storms, because it is warming up, we're seeing that those special weather statement warned storms are now electrical, and that's all thanks to the heat. So now as we're taking a look at Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Camp over Swainsboro, you can see that they have blue skies. We haven't seen blue skies in quite some time. It's been mostly overcast for us, and that's caused fall-like temperatures. 84 degrees Saturday, 75 Sunday. Yesterday was sitting at 74 degrees. Right now in Augusta, it is 79. We're at 70 in McCormick, but down in Wrightsville and in Allendale, look at these temperatures. 81 degrees in Wrightsville. Allendale and Bamberg counties are at 84, so we're seeing quite a large difference there in temperatures. Now, as we're looking over the next couple of days, we're going to see 82 degrees for tomorrow, and we're going to be slightly warming up as that wedge starts to erode, and I'll have more on that later. Back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. A wildfire in Canada is causing smoke to spread to the U.S., worsening air quality in parts of the Northeast and Midwest. Health experts say while people with lung disease, pregnant women, and older adults are the most vulnerable, they recommend anyone concerned should wear an N95 mask. Doctors are also urging parents to limit their children's time outside. New research links air pollution to lung cancer in non-smokers and suggests it may even be more hazardous than secondhand smoke. Zoreen Shaw has the details.
A study published in the journal Nature is sounding the alarm about how outdoor air pollution may be raising the risk of lung cancer in non-smokers. People who have never smoked account for about 25% of lung cancer cases, and this study looked at 871 such individuals from 4 continents. After evaluating where people lived, how much polluted air they were likely breathing over time, and their health histories, researchers found that breathing more polluted air made certain DNA changes up to 2.5 times more likely. These changes occurred in the genes that helped fix damaged genetic material, making it easier for cancer to develop. To reduce your exposure, check the weather report and avoid outdoor exercise on days when the air quality is bad. Use high-efficiency air filters in your home and add a portable air purifier to your bedroom for extra protection when you sleep. With this Medical Minute, I'm Zoreen Shaw.
Georgia health and environmental advocates are calling for protections against carbon pollution. In 2009, under the Clean Air Act, the Environmental Protection Agency began regulating emissions from vehicles, power plants, oil, and gas. Last year, the EPA issued strict new rules aimed at reducing carbon emissions at coal-fired power plants across the nation. Now the agency is proposing the repeal of all greenhouse gas emissions regulations for motor vehicles and engines. A new report shows Georgia's crime rate is dropping when compared to data from 2023. Violent crime and property crimes both dropped about 10%. Murders dropped by about 5.1%. The FBI in Atlanta says they are working with local, state, and federal partners like the GBI and Department of Homeland Security to catch criminals and dismantle gangs.
I think any violent crime is too high. I think everybody deserves to feel safe and secure in their communities. And so until that number is about zero, we're not going to be satisfied. But, keeping our community safe is far bigger than just the FBI mission. So we have to partner with every agency. It requires all of the agencies' collective efforts and the support of the public.
The FBI says 64 officers were killed in the line of duty just last year. A warning from the South Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles. Another text scam is going around. Officials say scammers are messaging people in an attempt to collect fake toll fees or unpaid ticket payments. And if you receive this type of message, officials say ignore it and do not click on any provided links. The DMV says they'll never text you for personal information. You can validate by calling them directly. Most countries have a clearer picture of the tariffs they'll pay the U.S. to sell. Coming up in your Hollywood highlights, the trailer for Denzel Washington and Spike Lee's new movie, plus Spidey's suits and Flanagan's scares. Stay with us.
Your most watched local news is getting a big plus.
WJBF 6 Plus. Built for the way you want.
The CSRA's trusted news source, now on demand. Live by First 6 weather when it matters most. Stream it anytime, anywhere.
Plus, it's totally free. No subscription required.
WJBF 6 Plus is ready when you are. Download it free today on your favorite streaming device.
Are you frustrated because in lots of places customer service has just disappeared? Not at Tile Center. Not where you need it the most. Here you will find all of us eager to help you find just the right tile or stone, so you can relax, knowing your project is in expert hands. Come see why for yourself at any of our locations at Tile Center or online at tilecenter.com. Your tile and stone experts.
WJBF Scholar Athlete Awards honor high school students from around the CSRA for outstanding achievements, both on the athletic field and in the classroom.
I'm Tamika Lampkin from Jefferson Energy Cooperative. Being a Scholar Athlete means excelling in both the classroom and in sports. If you know a high school senior that thrives in the classroom and on the athletic field, we encourage you to nominate them for the Scholar Athlete Award. Here's how.
To nominate, go to WJBF.com and click Scholar Athlete Award under the Sports tab.
I was in a motorcycle accident and I broke my leg. They wouldn't even do surgery on me for 2 months until the swelling went down and started to pay bills. That's what I was worried about. So I just got on the phone and I called Austin Jackson. They were very good, professional. The settlement that I received was life-changing. All my bills are paid and I'm doing well. Get Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy.
I need a theme music.
In Lowest, starring Denzel Washington, Jeffrey Wright, and A$AP Rocky. The film follows a music mogul targeted with a ransom plot. It's the 5th collaboration between Lee and Washington. The crime thriller is in theaters August 15th and streams September 6th on Apple TV+.
I'm about to add to your problems, Ella.
A trailer was released for Ella McKay, written and directed by Oscar winner James L. Brooks. The cast includes Emma Mackey, Jamie Lee Curtis, Woody Harrelson, Kumail Nanjiani, and Iowa Debris. The movie's logline says it centers on an idealistic young woman juggling family and work in a comedy about the people you love and how to survive them. It's in theaters December 12th.
The abandoned town of Shelby Oaks.
There's a Summerween sneak peek of Shelby Oaks by writer-director Chris Stuckman and executive producer Mike Flanagan. The supernatural horror is about a paranormal investigator gone missing and her sister searching for years to find her. The scares head to theaters October 3rd. Tom Holland showed off Spider-Man's brand new suit for Brand New Day. A teaser on Instagram shows the actor gearing up for a big reveal and asking someone, "We ready?" with a caption which asks, "Are you ready?" Get ready. He shared Spider-Man Brand New Day is in theaters July 31st, 2026.
And that was Ashley Knight reporting. In other Hollywood news, it's time to throw some burgers on the grill with the Hill family again. That's right, King of the Hill is back with new episodes for the first time since 2010. Pamela Adlon voices Bobby in the show.
Even though it takes place in the middle of America, in the South, our fans are from all over the world, and they're rabid about it.
All 10 episodes will be streamed on Hulu. My sister will be very happy because she loved King of the Hills. That was a fun show. Well, time now for the historical events that happened on August 5th, including the film that launched Tom Cruise to fame, making its big debut. Marky Martin has today's moments in time.
Today is August 5th. Let's take it back to 1930, when U.S. astronaut Neil Armstrong was born, eventually becoming the first man to set foot on the moon. We remember Marilyn Monroe, who was found dead in her Los Angeles home due to an overdose. Tom Cruise to stardom, Risky Business debuted. And in 2022, Volkswagen unveiled a prototype of its first flying car, nicknamed Flying Tiger.
The Flying Tiger VW car is not available for purchase yet, but it's expected to sell around $300,000.
Well, we still are seeing the influences of that wedge with this weather we have, and we have some rain and flooding concerns. We're also watching the tropics. I have everything you need to know coming up after this break.
Forward 20F Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Currently, we are looking at some flood alerts that are across the CSRA right now. In these green shaded boxes, those are flood watches, and those are for our western line counties. They are going to possibly see an additional 1 to 2.5 inches. That is expected for them. 6 inches can be possible in some isolated areas. Now, we are taking a closer look at this river flood warning. That is for Stevens Creek, and recently it was at 24.43 feet as it is expected to rise into 34.5 feet, and what that is going to cause It's going to cause some flooding near Highway 23 Bridge, and then it's also going to cause flooding on Garrett's Road Bridge and also in the River Hills subdivision. So if you're in those areas, make sure that you are staying alert and aware of possible flooding in your area. Now, as we are looking at our 24-hour rain total, McCormick County has seen 8.3 inches of rain. That's led them into that river flood warning. 6.3 inches of rain just south of Greenwood, and then 5.5 inches of rain along the Saluda River. They are also in a river flood warning. That is for 4 feet of the river to raise. Now, as we're taking a look at Live Viper 6, you can see those flood warnings there. We have a lot of storms out there to our south. That's because it's a lot warmer there. Those temperatures are allowing for greater instability, and that is causing a lot of lightning for those storms. We haven't seen a thunderstorm in quite some time. We've seen that drizzle and rain, but this is quite an electrical band of a couple of storms out there, so just make sure that you are being careful with that. Now, we do have over this river flood warning just a couple of bit of drizzle. That's good for them as they're no longer seeing that rainfall, but again, much lightning for those towards our south. Now, we are taking a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam over Swainsboro, where that finally seeing some blue skies. You can see that they do have that cloud cover, but overall you can see the blue again, not all the way overcast, but here in Augusta it is overcast, 79 degrees, feeling like 82, winds coming in from the north at 10 miles per hour. Now, you can see that we have quite a variety of temperatures across the CSRA. 71 in Washington. It is 85 in Millings, and you can see where that wedge has eroded for our southern Lyon counties, but it's still in place for our northern Lyon counties because that high pressure is starting to weaken. We do have that stationary front. It's been here for quite some time, and it could possibly spin up a coastal low, and that leads us into some tropical activity that we're watching. We have two invest areas, one over the Atlantic basin. That is for a tropical wave expected to form next week, and then across our coastline, and that is for that coastal low that could possibly develop. We're always watching the tropics for you. And as we are taking a look at our rain chances over the next couple of days, 60% on Wednesday, 50% on Sunday. That's going to possibly change as we see the impacts of this coastal low, whether it develops or not. But still seeing rain tonight at 7 p.m. That's going to continue all the way into the early morning hours of tomorrow. And then especially by 7 a.m., you'll start to see those showers and storms build back up into those areas where we're seeing those flood warnings. So definitely a not great for them there. We are a little bit concerned about that, but we will dry up by 2 p.m. Now, as we are taking a look outdoors tomorrow, it's going to be rainy, but if you are out there, 7 a.m., 67 degrees. We're going to cool all the way down to 77 by 7 p.m., but you can expect it to be 82 at 3 o'clock. Now, lows for tonight will be 67 degrees, highs for tomorrow, 82. Northern Lyon County still under the influence of that wedge. And here's a look at your 10-day forecast. Still seeing those rain chances every single day. We're on a slight warming trend as that wedge is starting to erode in that high-pressure weekends. And we'll be back into the 90s as we head into your work week next week.
Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy these 80s right now because the 90s are coming.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot. We'll be right back.
If you've been arrested for a DUI in Georgia, you may only have 30 days to protect your license or your privilege to drive here. Hi, I'm Tiffany Duncan of DUI Duncan, the DUI firm here in Augusta. Visit our website at DUIDuncan.com to see what we've done to help so many drivers. If you've been arrested for a DUI in Georgia, call me now for a free consultation. While the firm, of course, cannot guarantee results, we do guarantee hard work and fast action.
Remember the name, DUI Duncan.
Hi, Suzanne Lily Michael here with Hardwood Floors & More. It's our favorite sale of the year for the entire month of July. You can save up to 20% on everything that is made in America, which includes hardwood, carpet, lighting, Lee Industries furniture, wallpaper, and more. And as an added bonus, Hardwood Floors & More will have savings on items that are red, white, or blue. Hardwood Floors & More, so much more in store for you.
Okay, kid.
Video stores have all but vanished in the age of streaming, but one popular movie rental shop in California is still standing. Video Wave in San Francisco opened back in 1983, stocking the shelves with more than 20,000 movies and television shows on DVD and even VHS.
In recent years, the store has become quite popular among the Gen Z crowd. Subscriptions are just $8 a month. The owner says the store currently has about 556 subscribers. Reminds me of the old Blockbuster. I miss those kind of stores, just going in and looking around, and just even the smell of the stores was really cool. All right, well, that's it for this half hour, but we have more top stories at 5, including why some are concerned about the promised tiny homes project in Aiken County. Jenny has that and more next.
On WJBF News Channel 6, brought to you by Southpaw Roofing. Roofing done right.
The CSRA is where we were born, where we live, where we work, where we're raising our families. It's our home. That's why the people of the CSRA count on us after an accident. Injured? Call me, the Augusta Guy, 706-724-7224.
Attention viewers, CW6 is now available on YouTube TV. It's never been easier to watch all your favorite CW shows, sports, talk, reality, and so much more. CW6. Watch it today on YouTube TV.
This is Mike Costello of the Mike Costello Law Firm, and with over 30 years of service, this is how we became a household name. With exceptional service and speed, our experienced team can make sure you get the most money you deserve. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, call or text us, 844-438-6453. That's 844-438-6453. Or visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com to get your case started today.
For adults with obesity,